Alright, so the data download is pretty small, but that's okay. We got ECAs for Kid Buu and the Super Saiyan, or Transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So first, alright. I've took a look at them already this morning, and they're both very good, but for anyone that wants the info, first of all, Global did actually drop the EZA info at the same time as JP, so congrats. We're doing good. We're getting there. This is good. This is exactly what we're looking for. Anyways, it's a long one, especially with Goku since he's a transforming unit. Their active skills have not changed, so I'm gonna pull their stats up. And by the way, they're literally coming 12 a.m. tomorrow. So, and in almost less than 2 hours now, we're gonna be getting them. So get ready. Stats wise, let's take a look at their stats before we get into their info. Oh wow, that's pretty high. That's pretty high for Goku. Wow, that's pretty good actually. Well, oh my god. I never realized how high his stats are for an easy for his 55. Wow. I've never noticed that actually. That's those are beefy HP stats right there. Wow. Okay. 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 I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop with that. Let's get into it. So, for those who are not familiar with Goku and Buu, both of these units are made to just, do additionals, increase stats. Same thing with Buu. Buu actually has a lot more additionals built in his passive, technically. But he also just doesn't have anything else besides melee, besides nullifying melee based supers. I think they slightly changed it in here. Let's take a look at their EZAs. So Super Saiyan 2 Goku gets 2 key 200% attack and defense. Gets an additional 200% attack and defense when super attacking. Launches a guaranteed additional that has a high chance of going super. What was it before? Does that have a medium chance? Okay, so it's a better chance of doing so. Great chance to perform a crit. Gets 2 key 200% defense with guard. Oh, okay. So they just gave him an additional high. Okay. I'm splurring my words here. They increased his chance to super, and then they gave him guard with extra defense. That's not bad actually. I'll be honest with you, especially in cases where you're going to be using this character in the long run. That's not bad. Now keep in mind, he does have an active skill transformation. It's not a passive skill transformation. So you have the option to get into his transformation early. His super attack greatly raises attack for one turn, does immense damage, and has a high chance of stun. Nothing too crazy, but it's still very good. Considering that he also has additionals, he's got a stack, and he has guard. So he's got a lot of defense already stacked up and ready to go. Now when you look at his transformation, which by the way, for those that don't know what his active skill is, the way his active skill works is that he transforms to Super Saiyan 3. Can only be used when 3 turns have passed since the start of battle, so even not on rotation, he will get his passive. But your HP needs to be lower than 77%, hence the reason why the guard exists in his passive right down here. So let's say he's in slot 7, which is almost likely, it depends. Yeah, which is likely. If you do reach less than 77%, the guard will not activate, nor his defense, nor his key buff actually will activate. But everything else will. Yeah, everything else will work. Except that his HP condition will not. But his active skill will. Which is nice because you can get into this technically in his case, like on appearance, turn 1. But in battle, it's going to be turn 3. Okay, so his transformation is of... Oh, wow, okay. It's 3 key, 300% attack and defense. with his stats right here, I'm not really surprised. And it just increases by 100%. Okay, good. Gets an additional 200% attack and defense with performing a super. So that has changed as well. Launches 2 guaranteed additionals, each of them having a high chance to super. That is fine. It has guaranteed guard for 1 turn. That's interesting. The fact that they gave him permanent guard here, or conditional permanent guard or whatever, and then they just gave him 1 turn of guard here. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. 3 key 100% attack and 200% defense when attacking, and it has a great chance of performing a crit for 6 turns from character's entry. So for 6 turns, he just has an additional 3 key 100% attack and 200% defense with crits. And then gets an additional 50% attack when attacking, and a high chance to perform a crit starting from the 7th turn from character's entry. So once 6 turns have passed, well, no, once the 7th turn happens, or 2 rotations is what I should be saying, this buff will go away, but then he'll have this buff, which is a 50% attack and then high chance to crits. Okay. Gets 5% dodge up to max of 25%, and 5% damage reduction up to max of 25% for each super performed. Considering that he has a bunch of additionals with a high chance of becoming a super, it's pretty likely that he'll get this stacked up in the best case scenario. If you give him additionals in this potential system along, relying on that, also relying on the passive, the best case scenario might likely be the moment he transforms, aka the turn that you use his active skill, which isn't bad. But worst case scenario, he'll probably end up having to deal with that for 5 turns, which is the worst case scenario. On top of that, he gets an additional 5% chance to dodge and 5% damage reduction for each turn passed. So I think he'll have 0% damage reduction the moment he transforms. I think that's how it's worded, because it has to be turns that pass. So the moment that he transforms via active skill, he doesn't have that 5% damage reduction, the very last section of dodge and damage reduction. Interesting. So the way that he works is that he relies on additionals. I'd say because he already has crit built in, additionals and dodge is probably your best bet in the potential system. But he's pretty good actually, considering his stats. I'd say he's pretty good, and they added a lot actually from here. 2 additionals, they increased his chance right here. This is exactly the same, except the only difference is that he gets a key buff and increased attack and defense from the looks of it. And then you just give him 50%. They move the 50% attack to here. That's it. But he's pretty good though. He's really good. I like it. Boo. Thank goodness he's only 1 freaking. Thank goodness. Alright, so pre-EZA, 3 keys, 250% attack and defense. That's a pretty good margin right there. 180% from his pre-EZA. Gets 40% attack and defense with each attack performs up to max of 160, aka 4 times. So he needs to just attack 4 times, which is the same thing in here, except they increased this by 10% instead of 30%. Okay, good. Launches an additional that has a high chance of becoming a super. And so they increase that. Okay. Has a high chance to perform a crit and reduce damage by. Oh, no. He has a high chance to perform a crit, so it's just generic. And then has a generic 20% damage reduction. Okay, that's the new thing that they added in here. Okay, cool. Gets an additional 40% attack and defense with an additional 10% damage reduction up to max of 30% per Majin Power or Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team, depending on which category has more members. Okay. Okay, interesting. So, if you have a mix of Majin Power or Majin Buu Saga, you'll get the higher buff depending on which more category units are on there. It doesn't say other though, right? So initially, by himself, he gets 40% attack and defense, and an additional 10% damage reduction. So in total, by himself, without any other Majin Power or Majin Buu Saga category allies on the team, he has 30% damage reduction, and I'm assuming total with the 160 and 250%, it's 450% attack and defense. So far, so good. At least he's self-sufficient. Technically. We'll see. What else? I guess an additional 100% defense and an additional 20% damage before the character receives an attack 6 times in battle. Wait a second. Yeah, that's part of his active skill right here. So his active skill relies on him getting 6 or more attacks, which then gives him a permanent 20% attack and defensive buff. This relies on him getting less than 6 times, getting hit less than 6, getting hit 6 times before the character attacks. Okay. Before the character receives an attack 6 times in battle. That's interesting. Recovers 20% HP. Okay, that's pretty much the same exact thing right here. And nullifies unarmed supers directed at this character for 3 turns, so it just has a guaranteed unarmed super. So it just has 3 turns of guaranteed nullification, and then starting from the 4th turn, he has a great chance. So they just basically made this better. That's good, actually. Then he basically has the same thing. Wait, did I read Goku's super attack effect? Massive raises attack, raises defense for 1 turn, does immense damage with a high chance of stun. Okay, so I forgot. I forgot to read that part, but okay, they're both very good. I guess for BUU, if you do want more damage reduction, you want more Majin Buu Saga category units, in my opinion, just because of the way he's designed. And I think additionals, it doesn't matter if it's a super attack or not, additionals is fine. And then dodge? Same thing with this unit, is like additionals and dodge is like your best potential system, your best bet for potential system buffs. But they're both very good. They're both very good. I really like them. Like I said, they're coming literally at 12 a.m. my time. So, literally tomorrow. Be prepared. We do also have some new stuff in here. We have the tile breaking stage 2, which I think has... Yeah, what category works with it, actually? Oh, it's my bad. Android SL Saga, which by the way, shout out to Proton for the assets. We also do have stage 2 for the Dragon Ball Daima event, which is Troll Arrow and Troll Lance. It looks like it's just a 1-stage event. Interesting characters though. Interesting character designs. What else in here? We have Peton. Oh my god, Peton Battle 37. Okay. Sure. Why not? Oh, yes. And then we have the Extreme Z battles for Goku and BUU. Should I take a look? Find them, see where they are? Is that them? Yeah, it's them right here. Alright. Let's take a look. BUU is weak to Pure Saiyans. Okay. And then Goku is weak to Majin Power. You got options in here. You got options. It it works. It works. You have options in here. All right. Let me close this one right here. Now, Global did also announce this. I think this was like 12 a.m. this morning. Apparently, not apparently. Like this has been an issue with them since their initial release. The top one. So basically, this entire announcement is them saying, "Hey, their passes were effed up," even though they've been effed up for the past like 4 to 5 years now. So let's see. Now, okay, this is the Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the physical one that transformed. They're now giving him. They're now fixing this part. And now they're fixing this part. The affected parts are marked in yellow. I forget exactly what the reason was. The paper, a certain number of turns from character's entry turn are inconsistent. They should be only doing this once when they super, or when he attacks. And this should only occur when the unit enters a rotation. I think I did a showcase on this unit. I'll have to see, actually. I'll have to see. How did this... How did I not notice this? Or this? It's weird. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for this entire day of download. It's not too much, but we're getting stuff. And by the way, Dokkan did drop another 10th anniversary teaser. Quote unquote teaser, but really it's just a promo vid to commemorate the 10th anniversary. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of Kid Buu and Goku. I think both of them are very solid in my opinion. Design wise, they are of course made to do additionals and crit, surprisingly. Yeah, that's it. They're very good. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one.